All right, well, let's get started with our first caller. The first one we have is Dana from Maryland. Dana, can you hear us? No.
Yes,
Yes, how may we help you
yes.
today, Dana?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. How may we help you?
Hi. Um, my husband and I are going to be attending the workshop this June. I think I just needed affirmation of the success at the workshop because as of right now, he went overseas on a contract 2 years ago and met someone, and so as of right now, he is engaged to this person and wants to end it with me. Um, so he's only been back in the States for 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, we have started to develop a friendship again. Like, I do feel like my friend is back, but I know that today he went and talked to him. And, I've been working on the pies and trying to focus on myself, but still trying to keep my family together.
Okay, Kimberly, can you help me? I'm having difficulty hearing.
Okay, Dana, I'm having there's a little bit of feedback on your end, but what I heard
Hold on.
was what I heard you say so far was that your husband has been back for 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes.
Back where? Back home?
He went to Taiwan in 2017, and he was there until June of last year on
Okay.
business.
But back home means
And
back
that's
in the
when he
same
met
house with you,
someone.
is that correct?
Back in the States, yeah. And then
But
he was only back in the States
the
for 3
question the
months, and
question
then he
I'm
went
asking,
back
Dana,
overseas.
Dana, the question I'm asking is he back in the home with you or just back in the United States?
He is back in the home with me. He
Okay.
really has nowhere to go right now. So
Okay. All right. And then, so we can hear you much better now. So what was the basic underlying question that you're asking, my friend?
I'm just I'm feeling hopeless right now. So we are coming to the workshop in June. I'm just kind of wondering what the success rate is for someone like this, where he is like, I'm going to marry this other person. You and I are over. I'm just doing this because you asked me to, but I don't really want to, kind of thing.
Well, we obviously can't tell you about a specific situation, including yours, where we can say the percentage rate of potential success is this. But I can tell you that overall, and understand this, Dana, many of the people who come to the workshop come in exactly the same kind of situation you're describing, in that there's one reluctant spouse who really doesn't want to come to the workshop, but is coming because the other either has asked them to, or the other has actually offered some kind of a deal. Okay, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay,
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can now, yeah.
Um,
But let me finish if I may. What I'm saying is that there are many people who will come and the spouse is only there because they've been offered some kind of a deal or because the spouse asked and they have no intention. As a matter of fact, we have couples come where they actually bring the divorce papers because the person that wanted to come to the workshop made the promise to the other, if at the end of the workshop you don't want to put this back together, I'll go ahead and sign the papers. So we have a lot of situations where that people are convinced they're going to marry somebody else or whatever it might be. So while I cannot tell you how it will work specifically for you, I'm saying the situation, we see 3 out of 4 of those couples in that general situation turn around and put their marriage back together. Now understand, I can't tell you that it will happen for you, but the odds are pretty good, but we cannot guarantee it.
all right. The other thing is, I'm not like, as far as him and I go, I do feel like I have my best friend back in that sense. There's nothing romantic, but on a friend level, we're starting to connect again that way. However, we have 3 children, and I have explained to him that the kids are having a very difficult time with this, and he keeps saying, they're going to be okay, they're fine. Our 14-year-old just got suspended from school for 10 days, and he has never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, this is a first, and
Yeah.
even now, he's like, they're going to be okay, and I just don't know how to, when he talks to them, he says, in my opinion, the wrong thing. And I try I try to just let it go. And then, I might pull my son to the side and say, this is what Daddy probably meant. But how do I get him to see, like,
At this
I don't
point,
know. Like, I don't want my kids to get messed up from this either.
I understand, but since you are coming to the workshop in June, and that's not very far away, if I were you, I mean, you have to make your own decision about what you do, but if I were you, I wouldn't try to do anything to fix anything between now and the workshop. In other words, let the professionals work
Okay.
with that, if you will. Now, if you do something harmful to the kids,
Okay.
obviously you have to intervene with that. But let us do our work in those 3 days. We can't promise you a miracle, but let us do our work in those 3 days. And the information that will come from third-party objective professionals such as us is a lot more acceptable than from when it comes from a person, the spouse. So I would say just hang
Right.
loose. Just get to the workshop and try not to ruffle the feathers or rock the boat until then. That's my suggestion, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.